Russia's Greatest Love Machine, because
That's a fucking incredible title.
you start with title, then you write the rest. It's writing 101.
Lord Byron never visited Russia, so it's all about to change. Challenge accepted.
So, I could have had a cup of tea by now. And hello everyone, and welcome back. As you might all remember from last session, the laws of temporal causality has been broken as Nikola Tesla was plunged through a portal in space and time, arriving at the feet of the intrepid Lord Byron, a man desperate to flee a wet and rainy Switzerland, a clinging ex-girlfriend, and also mysterious bloodthirsty assassins. Delete as appropriate. Now, seeing that their goals were temporarily aligning, our unlikely heroes proceeded to then embark on a journey of their own, stepping through yet another portal and catapulting themselves into the unknown. And so, before we begin in earnest, are there any other pieces of recap that you guys feel is important that we bring up now?
She was not my ex-girlfriend. If sleeping with me a couple of times qualified some to be an ex-girlfriend, that would be. We don't have the time. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry. Forget I said it.
Can I just get the names of? Wait, did the girls travel with you? I forget.
No, they are forgettable. We will not mention them again. Thank you.
Yeah, one of them went on to write some sort of book, and the other one is Mary Shelley, who married a poet.
Gotcha.
Yes. But yeah, and so to begin, I would like to take everyone to a cold and desperate winter of 1916. In Europe, the Great War rages on, with the Battle of the Somme having only now, after months of fighting, finally drawn to a close, leaving around 1 million dead soldiers in its wake. In Germany, the autumn harvests have been ruined, partly due to the weather and partly due to lack of manpower. And so with the British blockade still going strong, the populace has been reduced to subsiding on turnips and boot leather. Meanwhile, on the Eastern Front, the Russian summer offensive has petered out to the cost of 500,000 dead or so Russian soldiers. There's a widespread growing unrest in all major cities, with food and firewood now in scarce supply of the empire. Also, what's perhaps worse is that the Russian government has started clamping down on drunkenness by limiting the supply of alcohol to the lower classes. A dangerous move, and let's see if making the proletariat more sober will work out in the long run. And so, in this frigid but tumultuous time, they return to the capital of Imperial Russia, Petrograd, or St. Petersburg, where a Siberian mystic named Rasputin has just woken up on what appears to be an inauspicious day. It's still dark outside, although the clock has struck 9. Rasputin, in your hand is an envelope containing a letter you found pushed underneath your doorway. Your housemate Olga has prepared a light breakfast for you before leaving to run some errands, and it will be a few hours until your secretary, Aron, will be here. For the time being, the flat is unusually tranquil. This is a moment for reflection, or perhaps prayer.
Rasputin sits on the edge of the bed. Yes, takes some time for prayer in his own way, asking God for, well, sorry, exactly what year is it right now?
It is 1916.
Asking
the
God for
of 1916.
Asking God for the strength to get up and start another day. As he stands up and walks over to his desk, you see him just wince a little bit and grab his side where there's a pretty significant scar. Walks over to his desk and there's just a scattering of letters written, some to back homes, some to important figures. And I think he'll sit down at that desk and open up that letter that's been pushed under his door.
Excellent. So, you never had a formal education, but you have picked up reading since becoming more prominent within the Russian government. Some people accuse you of running the government, in fact.
Which, as he even thinks about that, he sort of just rolls his eyes and tries to shake the frustration out of his head.
However, you recognize the tone of the letter. It's another death threat. This one is has been written by an educated person attempting to write like a peasant. If you were to sort it, then it would go into the acutely specific death threat pile.
Sure. I think he'll sort of take a moment with it and laugh to himself just a little bit, and then take that letter, and he'll have like a candle with sort of like a little bit of a dish under it, and just sort of light it on fire, and you can see there's just like ashes and other like chunks of letters that have just been death threats that he's lit on fire over and over again, and cleaned out only occasionally.
Excellent.
I think, yeah.
That is very fitting. The breakfast presented to you is a weak beetroot stew with some precious scraps of beef in, served with a light herbal tea.
At that moment, obviously in Russian, he starts shouting at the maid who's brought it to him to bring him something else, knowing that he is vegetarian. He wouldn't eat this disgusting beef. Get this shit out of here. You know, you bring this to everybody else. You know exactly what you bring to me. You bring this to me right now. Absolutely grossed out by the fact that he's had beef, and he sits there and he's rubbing his face. Nobody fucking understands. Nobody understands. And he sits there and sips his herbal tea, waiting for his corrected meal, looking around wherever he's eating. I imagine he's seeing a pretty disheveled house or flat, with people in and out at, mostly evening times. The occasional piece of clothing, hanging over a lamp or on one side. Thankfully it's devoid of people for a quiet morning, but the evidence of people is not, is definitely there.
Considering you're accused of being the power behind the throne, it is a distinctly unassuming flat. It's large. It's in a nice part of town, but it's not palatial.
It's important that we keep it is important that we keep ourselves humble, that when we do surround ourselves with ostentatiousness, we do it in great amounts so that we can ask for forgiveness in equally great amounts.
Excellent. You notice that there's a high-pitched warbling noise emanating. You can't quite picture exactly where it's from, but it rises in crescendo, and suddenly the room is flooded with incandescent purple light, and out of the ceiling behind you, two figures drop down. It would appear to be Nikola Tesla and Lord George Byron. They hit the floor relatively hard.
Oh, what a fine landing.
Jumps up, he pushes the chair, throws the chair down, and though he's grabbing that area where he's got a scar, he immediately goes for his walking stick, and it throws out some absolute curses and is just sort of watching you from the corner, preparing himself.
So, assuming it's another vampire, I cross my fingers.
Tesla takes a moment to just crawl up, pull the machine out from under his stomach. Ow. Ow.
Tesla, where are we? It's cold.
You don't say.
It is cold.
I think Rasputin would see him going like this and slowly pull out the Orthodox crucifix with the clovers on it that he has like under his shirt and sort of point it back at you,
Okay,
show you what he's got.
I know. I don't think he's a vampire, but he looks fucking scary.
Speaking of scary, you two look pretty disheveled and somewhat bloodied, having just come out of a scrape with some mysterious assassins.
Have we decided, is Rasputin able to speak to them, or does he only know his couple words?
You might speak a few. You might. You could roll. I won't say roll for insight.
Okay. So Rasputin is a +7, natural 8 + 7 is 15.
15, yeah. You can tell that they're English speaking.
Hello, good fella. I'm sorry to intrude like this. Where are we, and who are you?
Hearing the English speech and seeing the manner in which they're dressed, he knows, because he's forced to the political situation that he's in, he knows that the English are allies currently. So the only word he can really spit out is allies. Allied. And he starts to call out to his housemaid, Natalia, and he starts to yell for some sort of aid from her.
Tesla, do you speak Russian?
No, not exactly. But
I
Tesla
speak
stands up and starts doing
French,
the
Italian, Greek, Latin,
bits and pieces.
bit of German. I can swear very well in Portuguese. That probably won't help us now. Sorry. Everyone speaks Latin, surely.
However, I will point out that Rasputin, you do know people who speak English. Your secretary speaks English. He's expected maybe in an hour or so. And there's also a woman of negotiable virtue that you're acquainted with, who lives around the corner, who would speak. She speaks French, speaks English, good with a tongue. That's what he will say.
I think it's also plausible that maybe he knows a couple words in Latin because of churches. You know, you occasionally hear them using.
French is the language of the court, so lingua franca, literally. So are we there like listening? Parlez-vous français? Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Yeah, I feel like he could probably squeeze out a few words in French and in English, but limited until the Russian is used, I guess. Or the comprehend languages or tongues.
The language of the Orthodoxy, the Church. Tesla would be able to understand you, communicate.
We just about, through a series of broken sentences and half-learnt phrases, are able, between the three of us, to about understand each other. We'll role play in English. Let's just play that we understand each other poorly. And at this point, I'll even struggle to understand Tesla because we're all speaking broken mishmash of languages.
Well, Tesla, who can understand, I guess, then can hear him speaking to his chambermaid. This woman, just saying like, these men need aid. One man is hurt quite badly. Can you bring anything? Bring bandage. Bring alcohol.
Alcohol, I understand. Like, hey, we're gonna be cool. This guy's cool.
Yeah. Or bring bandages. Bring vodka. And so you definitely hear the word vodka. Like, that's a very easy one. That's a solid cognate.
Steady on, Tesla. I think we're in good company here.
There would be plenty of alcohol at the Rasputin residence. Olga, his housemate, does keep the place stashed for, I want to say, her master. But yeah.
There's going to be some jet lag for us because I've just come from a dinner party. So I'm expecting another round of drinks, which I did manage to pocket the doctor's laudanum just before we escaped, which was smooth moves. So I'm going to stumble up to Rasputin's bar, a hand gesturing to make sure it's okay and start making 3 drinks for us.
Yeah, he's at this point he's like still sort of baffled, and doesn't know necessarily whether or not you can understand him, but he's like babbling to this chambermaid woman. He's like, Natalia, these men, they fell through the fucking ceiling. There was a hole, there was a light. What did we drink last night? Can you just list off what did we go through last night? I need to know. And he's like, and I need you to get the list of people who were here last night. I need to know if somebody slipped me something. And so you can just hear he's trying to go through what he just saw.
He's processing that shock. Natalia starts, there's the 3 bottles of Madeira, as per usual. We do not count the vodka. You were drinking champagne, which you have always said we should warn you when you drink champagne.
The fucking champagne.
What else?
Were these men here when? Am I losing it? Were these men here when you woke me up?
Who are these men?
Fuck if I know. Who are these men? You tell me who these men are. And he's just absolutely baffled. And he stops for a second. He takes a breath. Grigori Rasputin, and it's like gesturing towards you.
Lord Byron, and I hand him one of the glasses filled with a mixture of wine and vodka.
And that's the one that expects the other one, just cradling in the hand. Tesla. Nikola Tesla.
Byron.
Grigori.
He takes the glass that you gave to him and is like, he put fucking vodka in the wine. Why did he put fucking vodka in the wine? And like just takes a like, cheers to you, like takes a sip.
Also, it is breakfast time.
Excuse me, voice of the unreasonable. Who are you to judge? You're not in the room. You don't know what we've been through. You weren't there, brother.
Natalia shakes her head and afraid, or a little bit afraid of Rasputin. She exits discreetly. Sure.
So I think he would take his drink and like sort of sit down at the table where he was. It's sort of like a small 4-person like breakfast table, and sort of gesture for the other 2 men to sit down. And
important plot point for the bard. Was Natalia fit?
Not. She looks fairly.
It's fine. I get it. I sit down and I'm paying attention to Grigori. We're fine.
Tesla, on his way over to the table to sit by Rasputin, brings the machine with him, and as he pulls the chair out and takes a seat, he plants it firmly on the table and puts a hand outstretched and gesture towards it, kind of in speaking in past Latin, just this is what brought us here. And
okay.
While he's doing that, Toby, does he notice whether the diamond is still there?
Yes. Now you would have noticed that there's scorched marks where it's basically it has exploded.
And so he'll continue in Latin. And it is now broken.
Okay, so I think that's definitely a simple enough sentence for him to understand, and he sort of looks at it, and he's gonna sort of gesture to like if he can pick it up. Take.
Tesla nods affirmation.
So he's gonna pick it up and sort of look at it, and you can understand him. So he mumbles to himself. He goes, "Some fucking music box." And so he takes it, and thinking about what you said, he goes over to like the swinging door that led to the kitchen that Natalia was coming through, and he like touches it to the door. Looks up, climbs up on a chair, and tries to like touch it to the ceiling since you guys came through the ceiling. There's nothing happening. And then he's like, he said it was broken.
Do you have a diamond? With that diamond, this man and I, Lord Byron, can show you to bend time and space.
So Byron is struggling to understand the word diamond in Latin. It's like, so what is he saying?
I think you can hear him repeat back phonetically, diamond, with just a confused look on his face.
What's that? Hard
Then he goes,
glass? Hard coal? What are you trying to say, Tesla? I don't understand.
Something to French.
And he goes, diamond, and then he yells into the other room, Natalia, matches, matches, because he sees all the scorch marks.
You smoke. Oh, yes. If I could. Sorry, Tesla. Yeah, I get distracted. I'll go to the bar and make us another round. You do your sciencey thing.
And I think as he sees him going to the bar, he'll yell into the other room for like some sort of breakfast. He's like, bring any sort of food and bring me my right fucking stew this time. Like yelling in at her.
She scurries off. There's some clattering and banging from the kitchen. It will take a bit of a while to produce some food, but as this occurs, there's a bit of a rattle from the front door, and a young man, prim-looking chap, comes in. It is Aron, your secretary. He's here to be dictating letters and be of your service. Master Grigori, you have visitors. I can come back later if you want.
No, please, Aron, get in here. I don't know what I drank last night, but I need you to. What do you speak French at the court? Yes.
I speak French. Yes.
Any chance you speak English? Do you speak English as well?
I know a little English.
Please help me with these guys. I'll explain later. Please come in.
Parlez-vous français? English?
Oui, comme vous préférez.
Excellent. That is all my French, incidentally, in real life. But,
cool. Let's just role play in English, but
yeah.
Speaking whichever language is most totally correct, and we don't have to role play the translation awkward thing. In fact, we just cut to. We now understand each other. Brilliant.
Yeah. So Aron, he's fairly unassuming, but he'll happily sit in and he'll facilitate any conversation that you guys are having.
Superb. First question: where are we? Second question: who are you guys? And third question: what year is it?
I should also just paint the picture for you. It's more than a picture. I mean, you have Aron, who's like not dressed super fancy, but dressed to work. But you have Rasputin, who is in like probably extremely filthy robes that he put on as if they're clean and like tied them up right. And inside the apartment, though, you smell the alcohol and you smell like just the smell of people. There are definitely like human bodies in there all the time. You also very distinctly smell him. He does not really super care for soap as a thing.
Okay.
He definitely like prefers his human musk.
Now, this might not bother Byron too much, coming from an era where hygiene is a bit of a Tesla, however, would be.
I have my penis cleaned twice a day, thank you.
Yeah, in a woman.
What better way to clean it? My God.
Suffice to say, Tesla, during this whole exchange, has been at the opposite end of the table and keeping a healthy distance between him and the smell.
Fair enough. I will presume that Aron is the boss, and so I will be enthusiastically talking to him right now.
And Tesla hasn't drunk the vodka/alcohol. He's using it as a way to numb his senses. He just brings it up and smells it every now and then to dull whatever sense he has.
Sort of like a nod of respect from Rasputin for the smelling of the vodka. That's sort of the part of the pattern.
Okay. Yeah.
So, Master Aron, I had three questions, please.
Master, they want to know where we are, and I cannot remember the other two questions. Who are these people?
I am Lord Byron. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
You are English, yes?
Yes. For my sins.
And you come to petition for access to the Empress?
Passing through.
We're just passing through, yeah. Access to the Empress, you say? Well, as you offered, it would be rude to say no.
So I imagine Aaron passes all this back with asking. This one giggles too much. I don't like it. I don't know who these men are. To be honest, I think I hallucinated them until you got here and tell me that they're here. They felt... Never mind. I don't know who they are. I assume I told them in my only English. I said allies, and they said yes. So I assume they're English here to meet with some sort of war council, or I have no interest.
Well, we can. You can always ask your friend Yusupov. Remember your appointment with him at 12 o'clock.
Fucking Felix.
Yes. He's very distant, but I think you might like his proposition. But he's friendly with British secret intelligence. Maybe they know who these people are.
Can you ask these men a question? The machine that he has, the music box he has on the table, it's got some burn marks. Can you point to that and ask them what is broken? What is broken?
Sensing the nerds are about to talk, I go to the bar and start making everyone another drink. And in real life as well, my bottle of wine has gone far too quickly. So.
So yeah, I suppose that would be directed towards Tesla. My master wants to know, what is your music box?
No music box. It is a marvelous contraption of science. He thinks on it for a moment as if, like, whether or not he should confess all, considering what he's been through in the last 24 hours relative time. And he settles on, suffice to say, it is a contraption that will assist me in getting places. I am getting old, and walking has taken its toll. But it has run out of fuel. If your friend here, he seems...
Allegedly, you said you were adamant about something.
Yes, it requires a diamond.
Adamantium. Ah, he will relay that. Yes, he wants your diamonds.
Diamond.
Yeah, and he just start look. Aron's going to look around the flat for where Rasputin keeps his diamonds.
Yeah, one diamond.
I ask him, if we get you a diamond, will it bring us to places the way he arrived here? Can you ask him?
So presumably that gets relayed.
Oh, yeah.
And so at this point, I'm like, yeah, I think we need to speak to your boss. Could you take us to your boss? Unless you have any access to diamonds, like, who's your boss? I'm saying to the translator at this point.
The worshipful Master Rasputin is my boss.
He hears his own name and sort of like nods a little bit with his, that's all he gets.
He is the holiest man in all of Russia.
And I give Tesla some side eye.
Right. But hey, maybe he will help us with our problem.
So, Master Rasputin, he wants to know if we procure a diamond for you, will it allow him to travel like you did?
If he is in need of some escape or a vacation, it can be arranged.
I start mumbling to Tesla in German. And I'm like, oh, dude, no, like, don't invite the religious, smelly nutcase on the time travel party, man. Like, please.
I, as a person, can't ever stop myself from laughing. So just imagine there's a much more serious face here.
Whispering back, hushed conspiratorial tones. Well, I don't exactly plan to take him, Byron, but you know, it would be rude to just dismiss him. I want to get the diamond. We're not going to get it if we just shoo him away. But wow.
Let's offer him money. He looks like he needs.
Do you have money, Byron?
No, I was about to generously offer your money.
I don't have money either.
That was my plan. Oh, shit. I left all my money in my friend's pockets.
I left my money back in
my timeline.
The 19th century.
Yeah, oh, damn it. What year are we in? Yes, that was my question. You never answered what year are we in?
Have they been drinking, Master Rasputin? They want to know what year it is.
And he sits there and contemplates to himself. Tell them to answer the first question, and I will tell them what year it is.
What was the first question?
Like, will it allow them to travel? The diamond, will it allow them to travel the way they got here?
Tesla,
yes.
You have to give a little to get a little in this life.
The answer is yes.
Yes. We travel. We need a diamond to travel more.
This year, this is the winter of our Lord 1916. Losing it. Sorry, 1916.
At this point, I get proper aggro. I turn to Tesla. Did you? Why are we here? Did you plan for this year? Like, what's the game plan here? Why the fuck are we in? I guess he's speaking Russian. Why are we in Russia, 1916? What's the meaning of this?
I don't know, Aaron. My best guess is the machine is not complete. I did not have the time to finish it and complete repairing it. And every time I've tried to do it, we've been interrupted by these two goons.
Okay.
Need someone to stop us from getting interrupted next time.
That sounds reasonable. Apologies, I haven't drank enough yet. It's fine.
Yeah, take mine.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You're a good soul. I hand it to the translator. I say, you should drink this.
Astrovia. And he sips it like. Have you?
I think. Go ahead.
Go on.
Sorry, I think after hearing all that, Rasputin would ask his translator to ask them, do either one of them understand any Russian?
Well, neither of you speak Russian.
Can they read it?
Not at all.
I can.
What? Okay. Yeah.
And he touches
yeah, you can read Cyrillic. Yeah.
The way I'm having it is like he's doing the comprehend languages as like a means to warp the time around the script in some weird like replacement. I'm not going to get to on the specifics of it because if I have to do time and space in a specific sense, we fucked over.
I like just to think that Tesla, being the polymath that he is just as a way of whiling with the time, is just watching the languages like a Sudoku, and he's just like.
He's like, oh yeah, I've cracked it. Yeah, while this conversation was going on, yeah, I've pretty much cracked it.
Magic.
So Rasputin will touch his head and point to Tesla, and then run back to his office and get a note and write down, and without letting Aron see, write down in Russian. I can get you a diamond, or I can get you diamonds. It will be difficult. You will owe me something, and we'll fold it closed and pass it specifically to Tesla past Aron, and give Aron like a super hard look as he passes it specifically to him, past him.
So we'll grab the note, inspect it thoroughly for like a couple of minutes.
I'll take the hint and distract Aron. I'll be explaining that this is fortified wine. It's like wine, but better.
When he finishes reading it, he closes it, passes the note back, and getting the attention of Aron goes, tell him, so long as he takes one bath or a jump in the lake, I will not stand any closer if he cannot at least do that. I don't mind if he does one lap around the lake here, but please.
My master is a holy man. They are forbidden to bathe.
I'm sure there's some holy water he can bathe in.
Aron will translate this reluctantly and diplomatically.
Tesla, come on.
And
Are you telling me you cannot smell this man? I am going to...
I'm telling you, I think you should leave the diplomacy and the negotiations to me. Like, Jesus.
I'm sorry, I just want to remember that as a thing. I'm going to write that down. Are you telling me you cannot smell this man? So I think with like sort of a wry smile, he'll say back to Aron, tell them tonight we will all take a bath. Knowing that Rasputin has been in trouble many times for his back in his hometown group baths, he will plan for he'll do whatever he can to use his power to get out a bathhouse or a level of a bathhouse in St. Petersburg. That this is it will be a group bath tonight. It will be one of Rasputin's group baths.
Out of character, this sounds entirely like something Byron would say about like, yeah, I'm gonna have a bath. A bunch of women will be there. It'll be a cool bath. No nerds, except me. But I'm
no nerds.
I don't know how you guys clean your penis, but you're probably doing it wrong.
I'm going to open up my own bathhouse, but with hookers and blackjack.
You need a semi-noble groupie. That's the perfect way to clean. Trust.
And so,
I ain't saying he's a gold digger.
And after this exchange, I think he would ask Aron what he has on his schedule today. What it is he was scheduled to be doing.
well, Prince Yusupov will be arriving at 12. And then you have the dinner tonight, usual table, usual time. And that is it.
Excellent. So we'll also schedule in the group bath. Make sure these two men are involved. Should we assign somebody to them to make sure that they get there? I guess the question is, should I bring them with me today? Ask them what they know of Russia. Have they been to Russia?
Is this your first time in Russia?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes.
They are newcomers.
Okay. I guess I think he would try and find somebody not necessarily of nobility, but somebody attached to nobility that can keep an eye on him. That would keep an eye on them. That would also like report back to him if they're going to wander today.
You want them followed, Master?
I would like them followed, maybe guided.
Yeah. By Ukraina or by our people?
Let's go with our people. I would like to keep talking to them as much as possible.
Okay, certainly. Aron will leave temporarily to make some arrangements, and then he will make himself available. But he also has various work to be getting on with.
I go to high five Tesla. I'm like, my man, I think you may have got us invited to an orgy. Congratulations.
Well, I've only known you a short while, Byron, but putting his hand down low, you're welcome. You get me a diamond, and I'll get you what you want.
I like that arrangement. I often, I tend to get what I want. It's my greatest habit.
Quid pro quo. He may speak to Latin. I do not.
It's just Italian with less hand gesticulation. You got it.
You say that. Wait till you see a Catholic father, especially when he's with a Catholic choir boy.
So So yeah, the day continues growing in St. Petersburg. I don't know how Rasputin. Are you treating these as your guests, or are you kicking them out of the house?
I think he would kick them out of the house, with Aron giving them instructions. Okay, this person will guide you around town. Do what you need to do today. We will meet back up tonight for our bath, and we will talk more then.
Master Aron, I have 25 gold, and it is fucking bejesus freezing. Might you take us to buy some clothes?
Is that Swiss francs?
No, it's British pounds.
Which British pounds in Switzerland, but anyway. Yeah.
I never exchange my money. In my experience, I find British pounds are good everywhere.
We have,
and I don't show my passport to passport officials. It's a British passport. I use it to beat them out the way.
Aron will make some quick calculations. And it's your first time in Russia. Okay. Tell you what, I exchange your British pounds for the equivalent value of rubles. How do you say? Is that good?
I'd like to do an insight check on
Absolutely.
how much this guy's about to rip me off.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Oh, that's a 26.
Nice.
The man is not. He's not a shyster. He's an inveterate fraudster like this. However, he thinks he's about to rob you of 25 1916 pounds. And give you something like 20 pounds worth of rubles, not knowing that he's going to be receiving like the 1700s pounds, which are useless. So,
well, to the right buyer, they might be worth something. But
it's true.
Seeing his intention to rip me off, I'm going to give him slightly less than the rate he's just given, and say, I think this is fair. But I'd like you to keep 5 for yourself, because I appreciate your services today.
That is very, very kind of you. Of course, prices are high with the war and everything. So I will warn you that this might not buy you a lot. But
I trust that you will be better in negotiations than we will.
However, Aron will look you up and down though, as you are dressed like a 1800s. I won't say dandy, fop.
Nobleman.
Poet. Oh, all right, okay.
Celebrity poet. Thank you very much.
I think
Lord celebrity poet dandy to you.
And your master will be fine if you change out of manservant clothes.
I'm wise enough not to buy it now. I'll be like, I think yes, he'll be fine.
And so,
Tessa, are you cold?
Freezing.
Yes, a coat for my friend as well, please.
So, yeah, inside the flat, it is very cold. With the distinct lack of firewood in the city, houses, they're not really hitting anything more than 9 degrees Celsius at the moment. It is bloody cold inside. Outside, it is like hitting a wall of ice face first, which is not nice. If you were cold before, you are literally like instantly just your fingers are turning blue. The wind, it is oppressively cold outside.
Tessa would take a moment to pull Byron back indoors somewhere, preferably a lobby somewhere that's free and open, and have a specific word. Byron, did he say a war? What is he talking about?
I mean, what year are you from?
Out of character, I'm pretty sure we said 1894 or something to that effect.
1890s, I think, yeah.
Yeah, but either way, 20 to 25 years well before this hit the ceiling.
There you go, buddy. You took us in the future, and it sounds like there's a big fucking war going on. So, but trust me, trust me, the cold will kill you before the war does.
I would interject. I mean, this is Russia. They're saying there's a war. You don't know. This might just be another skirmish with the Turks. They might be fighting Poland. Who knows? I mean,
War is
it's Russia.
concerning, nonetheless. War is concerning, nonetheless, Byron. See what you can do. You're good at getting words out of people, or so I've seen. See if you can find out anything about this war. If we're to be embroiled in one, I'd rather we not stay around for long. A device like what we have might attract too much undue attention to ourselves.
Understood. I think first thing, if we buy some local coats, we won't freeze to death and we'll look a bit more local, especially if we don't open our mouths. And then stage 2 of the plan is to find a lady with diamonds, which you've met the right guy for that mission. We don't have time. The stories I'll tell you. We'll talk about it in the bathhouse. Okay, I'll get back to that. Hold that thought.
Just so.
So are you venturing out?
Yeah, we're going to go coat shopping.
Beautiful. Can you both roll constitution saves for me?
Good God.
Oh, I'm really fucking cold.
I do. Oh, constitution, my dump stat. I've got a 5. I've got a 5, but in my defense, I have antifreeze in my veins.
The vodka is not helping, by the way.
What? That's a common myth. I thought vodka helped everything. All my problems would be solved with vodka and wine.
You would have thought the Russians would have invented like an alcohol which made you warmer by now, but yeah. Anyway, so frostbite. 1 second.
I have something I'd like to do, Toby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with you at this one. I have the spell Find Vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm reading through the spell description, it says I can summon up a vehicle of any sort, and it's very similar to Find Steed. It's just been re-skinned. It's part of the Unearthed Arcana modern iteration they released some time ago. It gives an example like in a fiendish SUV with tinted windows and a sinister-looking front grille. I want to try and keep it in theme with the game, though. Can Tesla summon up a dope fucking 1916 vehicle?
You can use it. You can use it to hail the most handsome cab in all of St. Petersburg.
What happens with our failed constitution save?
Right, use.
What did you roll? Sorry, Nikola.
I got a 9.
Oh, right, yeah.
Both
So
9 and a 5.
Fuck it. Yeah, you guys both get hit by spelled frostbite. And you both take 1 point of cold damage each.
I was just about ready for you to tell me we died.
Well, I think maybe hailing a cab is going to prove the winning strategy here.
Our saving grace, yeah.
My thoughts exactly, getting us out of the cold.
It's going to be interesting when you pull the same spell in like medieval Europe. I'll have to think about what we're going to happen then. But for the time being, you are able to summon a cab by doing the universe. I mean, you're a New Yorker. You can hail down a cab with the best of them.
Yep.
Just all my American stereotypes there.
Standing in the middle of the road.
Is that too soon a joke for a man that got hit by a car twice? He doesn't know that yet. Sorry, I said too much.
But that's like an accurate talent. It's an accurate talent.
But yeah, if you want to roll with it, I kind of envisaged in my head the machine kind of like warping a cab-like thing out of time a little bit, displacement like that.
Actually, yeah. Tell you what, I'm gonna brainstorm that idea in the future and just have it so that at just random intervals, cars might just drop down after the. But
for now, I like the idea that you're just unbelievably good at hailing a carriage.
Yeah, man.
With New York stubbornness that the Russians recognize and respect.
Sir, no, slams his hand down on the hood of whatever this is. You will not go any further. We need a vehicle. It is fucking cold, and I will take this cab. No. Thank you. We are freezing, and we will pay you when we arrive. You have the money, right, Byron? Of course you have money. Dine and dash this one.
I think Anton has, Anton's promised to look after us. So.
We'll send the bill
Well,
to...
look, Anton, he's gonna give instructions to a young man, a chap called, let's call him Stanislaw, who's a unassuming but larger, quite burly chap in his late teens, obviously dodging being drafted into the army by serving Rasputin. And he's offering, he speaks only French, but he's offering to be your guide. Aron is going to return to the Rasputin residence. And so Stanislaw is able to guide you around town. It is quite lively, but you see the crowds of people, they seem to be agitated and restless rather than busy and productive. There's several large gatherings of angry people waving placards. You see occasional fights breaking out amongst workers and police officers. Cossacks riding around on horses, beating down protesters. There's possibly a little bit of looting going on in a street that you pass, but very quickly.
Oh, this is what I like to see: the people, democracy in action. The people rising up against I mean, I don't want to guess about the government, but let's assume they're tyrannical and they probably deserve it. Fuck them. So, yes.
Sir, the government are most noble and enlightened.
I stand corrected. I'm sorry, I said too much. We're just here coat shopping. Do you know where we might buy a coat?
I'm directing you to one of the last few fur traders that we have left. That hasn't been smashed by these bolshevik agitators.
Something's lost in translation, but yes, please. To the coats.
And yeah, you are able to find a department store with actually it has a relatively good selection of clothes, because they seem to be catered for the rich people. These are nice big fur coats for people with expensive tastes.
Well, whatever we can afford with the money that our translator gave us, that will stop us freezing to death, would be wonderful. Thank you.
20 gold pieces. You with inflation, they will take all your money, but they will give you a fur coat.
May I remind you that gold is one of the few things that does not suffer from inflation, good sir.
Yeah,
you could buy a suit and a pair of shoes and a good sword with the equivalent gold in Roman times as you can now. It's one of the few things that has never inflated.
So you want to start haggling with the shopkeeper?
Yes, I will turn on my charm.
All right. And also, this would technically be fine clothes that you're buying.
Well, of course. I mean, what else would you buy? Do I look like a peasant?
And so yeah, roll persuasion. At disadvantage because you don't speak Russian. This is all happening for interpreter.
Oh God, 13.
Ooh. Right. Yeah, you're able to negotiate that you will have 2 items of fine clothing for the low price of 12 gold pieces total.
Sold. We're doing it. Trust me, with gold, like women, there's always more to come. Don't
Now, if you
overthink
want,
it.
now, do you want some boots and maybe a hat, some gloves, scarf?
Sounds good. I've got 13 gold left.
Beautiful. So that will bring the price up to 15 gold.
You've got yourself a deal, fine sir.
Marvelous. Now, whilst you guys are out shopping, it is 12 o'clock, and back at the Rasputin address, is it, I will say Gorokovia? Yeah, my Russian's not great. Gorokovia Street. Yeah. The prince, I won't say call him Yusupov. Yusupov?
Yeah, Felix Yusupov.
Yeah.
Felix Yusupov. What a prick.
Has finally arrived. My word processing software decided now's the time that it wants me to upgrade to premium.
Of course.
And it has locked my documents. That's gonna be good. Well, whatever. Grigori, it is always a pleasure to see you. How are you, my friend?
I do as well as one can do in these times, Felix.
Times are very hard.
In your beautiful estate, you know, your family does quite well, I know.
We all make sacrifices, but we try our best.
That's right. How is your wife?
Well, it is not good. It's as I spoke to you last time. She is possessed by evil demons. She has this insatiable lust for carnal pleasures, and I don't know what to do. Clearly, she must be exorcised.
You know, Felix, these things are difficult. They're very great sins. They're very great sins. Many people deal with them. But I have a deep history in my hometown in Siberia with very similar problems. People out there in the no man's land, they look for any kind of entertainment, and things like that are a slippery slope. I would say I will come see your wife. I will come see your wife at your home, but ultimately I would like her to come to my group prayer that we do.
Grigori, with the streets as they are, I would not trust her to be traveling with all these bolshevik peasants writing and behaving like animals. It is better if you come to us.
I will happily come to your home. I would love to come to your home and see the environment in which she is living. Though it may not affect you, it is possible that it may be affecting her in a different way. I do not want her to travel with Bolshevik peasants. At some point, I will ask that you possibly bring her here, bring her to my home, in a place where I can control the environment and I can monitor prayer. We can get close to God together, possibly in a group with others doing the same thing.
Could you roll insight for me, please?
Absolutely. That's a natural 1 plus whatever, plus 7.
Okay. Yeah. So Prince Yusupov has spent some time trying to integrate himself with you, like step by step. Hey, got my document back. Hey, right. So he seems somewhat earnestly concerned about his wife. about her safety. And he doesn't seem to react at all to your suggestions of group therapy sessions.
Sure. I think if he doesn't really react to it at all, then I think Rasputin would expect him to be willing to send her around, because he's so used to people sort of doing the things that he's suggesting. I think as we come to the end of our conversation, whether or not the conversation goes on right now, I want to make sure that before he leaves, I would like to just touch him on the shoulder before he heads out. And Rasputin is going to use his Gaze of Two Minds as a class feature. So what that means is, I scroll away from it. Use your action to touch a willing humanoid and perceive through its senses until the end of your next turn, with an action to maintain on following turns. As long as the creature is on the same plane of existence as you, you are blinded and deafened to your own surroundings. So regardless of how this conversation is going, he's going to touch him on his shoulder and then just sort of shut the door and try and find a place near the door to sit down and spy on Felix through his own eyes.
Okay. Sorry, did you have to roll for that? Or is that just an automatic?
That is one of my warlock traits. It's just, it seems like it just happens.
Okay. Now, hold on a second. I want to know what role this is, because because things that it's you touch a willing.
Oh, touch a willing humanoid.
Now,
yeah, he would
the
have to be
question
willing.
is Yusupov willing? That is, I'm just trying to work that, because on the one hand, being touched on the shoulder by a spiritual man, it's not really a huge problem. But being touched on the shoulder by the smelliest man in Russia.
Yeah.
Maybe
so,
do an easy DC charisma check.
Yeah, straight up charisma would probably work. Yeah.
Cool. Let's do it. That's a natural 6 plus straight charisma is 5, so it's 11. It's not great.
Save your good rolls for combat, buddy.
Yeah, as you reach out to touch him, he's quite definitely sort of grabs you by the arm instead, and
Okay.
like keeps your hand, like your open palm, away from his, and like kind of and then he will retreat.
Sure. With that action, I think. Well, what's my passive perception is 14. My passive insight is 17. Would I be able to take that? Would I take that as sort of like a slight, or as like maybe he?
Yes, you would see it as a little bit abrupt. That is it's quite rude, quite a rude little thing he just did.
Sure. Can I ask, what did he set a date for me to come visit his home?
So he will in the near future.
Okay.
And he will send for you in the near future.
Sure.
So we need to find a specific a good time for when she's alone and
Sure. I'm going to assume Rasputin's flat is pretty far from wherever either of the Montenegrin princesses would stay. Yes, would they be at the Winter Castle?
At the moment, they are at the palace of.
At the Winter Palace.
No, probably at the palace of Grand Duke Nikolovich. God knows. Anyway, if I remember correctly, it is roughly here.
Okay.
You guys are. Oh no, I've lost you. Down there. Yeah, I think it's either going to be this one. I think it's this one. Yeah. This one or this one.
So I probably couldn't use message at this point to try and reach one of the princesses, correct? Would I have to get closer?
Is there a scale on this thing? I think you would have to be a little bit closer. Is that yeah, because also it's not certain that they are actually there.
Sure.
Oh yeah, no, it is this building here. That's where they are at.
Okay.
What's the range of message?
It's only 120 feet. It's not that far. Sending
right,
is super far, yeah. Message is really short.
No, that's... I was trying to find a scale here, but 2 kilometer... Yeah, you're looking about 2 kilometers, so...
Okay.
Yeah, the scale is in the top right.
However, as Prince Yusupov leaves, he remarks on the bloodstains. Grigori, your parties are getting out of hand. People will talk.
The bloodstains. You know, the women that occasionally are sent to me are not always in their right minds. Occasionally they are not taking care of themselves the way they should be. I think he's trying to imply menses is the cause of the blood on
well,
the
as
floor.
long as you're not deflowering virgins, eh?
I think shit. Deflowering virgins. That is a despicable act, Felix.
The
unless
papers
you're
are
married.
talking. There's a whole pack of journalists just outside. It is not my business, but perhaps you should try to conduct yourself. I say this as a threat.
I think at him saying, I say this as a friend, Rasputin is going to go ahead and cast friends with advantage on all charisma checks directed towards this person.
Yep.
So at the end, they do realize that he has influenced them in some way and is hostile towards me.
Yep.
But he will say, Felix, you clearly understand that this blood is not of my doing. I do not keep such a horrible home. My chambermaid is aging. Please dismiss these things and head on your way. My day is going to get very busy. So I guess persuasion, maybe?
Yeah, you can roll persuasion.
Just to try and get him out of, well, I guess, so hold on, wait, let's back up. Yeah, please, these, you know that I would never cause blood spilled in my own home, I guess, is more specific to what he was trying to say.
Yeah, roll persuasion.
Oh my God, well, thank God it's advantage, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good use of friends, maybe not.
No, I rolled 2 natural 3s, which,
Ooh.
oh, I guess, but my persuasion is plus 11. So that's not terrible, but 2 14s is
That's
still
14,
not.
14, and it,
Oh,
okay. Yusupov, he furrows his brow, and as you say, Grigori, as you say. And he walks out. Outside, he was traveling with a stranger you don't recognize. He was waiting for him outside. Looks like a Weasley sort of bodyguard, maybe. But they mutter to each other and they leave.
oh, shit. Is it? Oh, fuck it. Let's just go crazy. So on that bodyguard, as Rasputin closes the door, he's gonna put his thumb in his mouth and his pinky up and cast a message and say, your man is losing his mind, and just leave it at that. Just leave that little message for the bodyguard that was walking with him.
You assumed it was Bob. I mean, you could roll insight.
Insight. Okay. Where is my natural 15 plus 7, so 22.
Yeah, you were wrong. Your initial thought was you initially dismissed him as a bodyguard, but you realized that actually he looks like a person you've seen at the British embassy, possibly working for the Foreign Office.
Okay, but the Russian itself would probably still go over because he's working with Felix. Yes.
Oh yeah.
So
the man speaks Russian, so he understands.
Okay. It happened.
Yeah. Actually, also roll another persuasion.
Persuasion.
So how convincing is your message?
That's a natural 9 plus 11, so 20. Dirty 20.
Yeah, so the chap who follows, he glances back into the flat, and then he wrinkles his nose at the back of Prince Yusupov as he follows him. Perhaps he thinks that the man's gone crazy just for going to visit you. Who knows?
Yeah, so after Rasputin shuts the door, it's just a flurry of curses, and I guess probably back to his study to sort of think through everything that's just happened.
So, writing more portents of doom to the emperor.
Yeah.
Now, meanwhile, so we have a Tesla and Byron. You have what's the word? You have the whole of the city. Where would you like to go? What would you like to do?
Tesla, unless you have a better suggestion, I'm looking for ladies with diamonds, I believe is the plan.
I'll let you guide us on this one, Baron.
So we're in the only fancy shop in the area. I presume the ladies have been scared away by the protesters.
Yeah, I mean, there's still business as usual here. There are guards, which helps.
Good. I'm glad the protesting isn't cock blocking my plans too much.
I mean, the protests seem to have been down at the more kind of worksman's areas. Here's more of a kind of a high street shopping.
Well, while I sympathise with the protests, at the moment I'm looking for a lady of higher calibre. Yes, I'm just going to look for anyone 14 to 22. Well, let's not limit ourselves. 14 to 44. Anyone who might notice my fine new coat and me and my foreign, also dapper gentleman who I've awkwardly dressed out in an obnoxiously pimpish fur coat.
Yeah, with little sort of hat things as well, and roll investigation.
Not my forte. Oh my god, this is the roleplay story of bad rolls. So,
as to say, save it for the combats. When
a 6 for me.
Fighting off Lenin. 6.
Tesla, have you seen any rich ilfs?
And for me.
Okay, so as you're scouting around, yes, it's untroubled here, but it's also the people who are shopping might be their servants rather than the wealthy people themselves. You do see someone who might look nice, but this is Russia, so it is that Family Guy joke where you get the Russian woman home, and then you both got big massive coats on, and then you like to both take the coats off to see who won. But
I have a second bright idea. I think there might be the right kind of girl at a rally. I tell you what, like the ladies who are political agitators often champagne socialists. So
Do you wish to
let's enter the fray. Yes, quite.
you wish to go and join a protest?
Yeah. Yes. Take us to the people.
And are you sure you will not just be more happy with the prostitute?
Honestly, the love that is earned is so much sweeter.
Actually, no. But
trust me, my friend.
Sorry. That was Stanislaw. Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? I was meant to think that. Yeah,
Stanislaw, let me show you how you earn it for free, and it's all the richer for it. Trust me.
Yeah, but he will. We'll take you back to the laborers' strikes. They are protesting because all the food is rotten. There's no money. There's no firewood.
I promise you, there will be some trustafarians there, like some trust fund babies. Let's just look for the people who are protesting. They'll be at the front, center of attention, slightly better dressed than the average masses. Like, that's who we're looking for. Follow me, Tesla, to adventure in diamonds.
Leads the way, my companion.
All right. House again. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Oh, why is my... I need to, oh God, as I said, technology is just literally not my forte. Half my computer is in Korean, which just slows everything down so much. Like, you'd think that it would help me. No, sort of. Learning Korean, but it doesn't. It's just a pain in the ass. But anyway.
Careful, Toby. Your wife might be listening.
But no, because
I love you.
This is the thing that people don't get. Of all the things that are easiest to edit, it's just cutting out sections of a video that aren't entertaining. Literally, this is just going to get cut out.
Yeah.
Right now I can say, dick, willy, willy, poo, poo.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's not going to make the final edit. And editing's hard work, and graphic design and animation, it's all a nightmare. Sound is one of the worst things. But just being like, this part of the video, no thanks, we don't want, is a 1 minute job done.
Beautiful. That's all very good. So I have... Why can't I just...
Which is why, if you ever find yourself being like, what's the word I'm looking for? What's that spell? Da, da, da. Don't worry. Like, that's going to all get like, washed away. Like so many sins in the rain.
Oh, is that where you wash your sins? Shit, I've been doing it wrong.
Yeah, not in an orgy bath, trust me.
Damn.
I was with you. I thought it was the holy water you did it with, you know? A little bit of sprinkler in the face.
Yeah, get that really, really dirty water and touch it all over your face. I keep forgetting. Oh, shit.
I mean, have you baptized yourself lately? That shit is dying. I remember being in like the confessionals when I was like 8 or something in private Catholic school and just going, am I supposed to drink this shit? It looks nasty.
It is.
Yeah. This old bottle they never clean it. They just filled up in the morning and it's like, you probably didn't even pray over this shit.
No. I was a Catholic school kid for a while too.
Yeah. My mum was all about, the education standards are so good. And I was like, I don't know what the difference is here. Are you sure there's a difference?
Yeah. We don't have time for your therapy, boys. So.
Insert commercial break there, I suppose, but whatever. Or just, and so suddenly you find yourselves at a protest rally, which looks suspicious like one which would have happened in February rather than, winter when this is happening. But ignore that.
February is winter.
But yes, so going around the corner, you do see a mass of people. Now the cab driver doesn't want to get too close, and he will kick you all out. So you would have to approach by foot.
Don't expect me to pay this miserable service.
We're looking for the posh ladies. Like, I give the cab driver a couple of gold as a tip.
Sure. The cab driver will take it and then be unsummoned because he's a magical apparition. But
I had 8 more hours on that, damn it.
now you don't see very many high society ladies.
Oh, there won't be many, but trust me, they'll be the loudest. The white girl at a revolution is, trust me, hashtag trending, hashtag making a point of it.
But you do notice a lot of women. The women almost outnumber the men. Probably because the men have been pressed into war, and the women are forced to work. And that's why they're complaining, because work is hard. Don't work. That's a socialist message.
I turn to Tessa and go, note to self, keep visiting war-torn countries. Yes. Great idea. Yeah, well, there's plenty of Europe. I'll visit after this. So, trust me, she will be standing on something. Trust me, her clothes will look poor, but she's paid for them. And she'll it'll be the earrings. There'll be something she's wearing. They can't help but give away that they're actually not poor. And she'll be shouting louder than all of them.
Is this like Byron saying, let's look for the girl who bought the torn up jeans on purpose? It's a fact.
Exactly that, yes.
God.
Tesla, help me look.
Gladly. Take all the advantage you want.
Yeah, do you want to search by with advantage?
I rolled a 16.
Oh, well done. You do see a stern but quite handsome looking woman standing on a box and shouting about things like no more war, more bread, death to the Tsar, death to Rasputin, death to clergy, bring down the entire system, revolution, anarchy forever. Shit, I have a small child sleeping next door. I shouldn't do that.
Love it. I literally recognize a French revolutionary playbook, which I can quote verbatim in French. So I will push my way through the crowd and stand up next to her and do exactly that. Start quoting French revolutionaries.
Okay, so you are going to try pushing your way forward into the crowd to get in front and then mount the podium.
Yes, wish me luck.
Roll intimidate. Or how are you planning on pushing through the crowd to begin with? Physical strength or charm?
Yeah, normally charm. So I rolled a dirty 20.
However, so yeah, cajoling, elbowing, moving, just, I don't know, pinching in the old backside on the way up there. You are able to push your way through to the front of the crowd. You are, however, stopped by some more militant-looking fellas who are barring you from reaching the podium.
I would also like to cast Friends on them.
Okay. Excuse me, where are you going? Cool luck.
I need to talk to the lady. Do they speak French?
She probably speaks a bit of French. Who are you?
I'm her friend.
We don't believe you.
All right, well, rolling friends, I will get advantage on charisma checks.
Yeah, so roll persuasion.
Plus 11. With advantage. Oh my God, even with a 1, I'm still on 12. So I just rolled a 26.
Okay. Perhaps Alexandra moves in influential circles. Okay, they let you pass.
I slip him a couple of gold in my palm. For the record, I have 7 gold left.
Currency is bourgeoisie, but we'll take it.
Bourgeoisie. We'll talk later. Enjoy the currency. So I stand up next to Alexandra and I whisper in her ear verbatim, yes, the mantras of the French Revolution.
Okay, who are you channeling? Are you going for like a Robespierre or Desmoulins? Do you want to roll a history?
I mean, do I need to? I'm literally a romantic poet.
I mean, I have her bio in front of me. I know who gets her gears turning. So,
well, that I don't know because she's from the future. But I'm gonna go for the most political. Robespierre.
Okay, so you're gonna invoke virtue and the sort of the appeal to humanism and doing what's right for society and all the rest of it.
If that's what gets the ladies wet these days, yes.
Yep, no, it goes down well. But you're just whispering this in her ear as she's talking.
Oh no! Come on, I will wait my moment. Like,
okay, but she will look at you and in French go, "Are you a radical?"
But of course, ma chérie.
An ally from France. And so she will turn to the crowds and she will declare that a staunch ally from France, a worker who has made their way here through their friends, the Germans' lands, because we're all workers, we're all friends. He has come here and he will speak to us now.
I'm scared, and I look for Tesla in the crowd. What have I gotten myself into?
I mean,
But why is your face doing nothing?
And I failed the road. I do not see Tesla in the crowd.
Tesla, could you roll perception for me?
Yes. One moment. There it is. 8.
Okay, thank you. Do you not speak Russian?
Nope.
Oh, sorry. Alexandra turns to Byron. Are you shy or you don't speak Russian?
So at this point, I cast tongues on myself.
Okay.
And I can now speak fluent motherfucking Russian, yo. Who needs spell slots when you're trying to impress a sexy revolutionary lady? So
using tongues to get ass, but not for direct. God damn it!
That does sound like a bad thing to do. To be honest, that's.
Did you mean that to sound that dirty? Okay. So,
yes, I did.
Okay, good. So here we are. I now understand any spoken language, and yeah, any creature that knows my language understands me.
I will point out, Byron thinks so. He might be speaking in tongues. Who knows? However, you will deliver a kind of revised version of like an amalgamation of all the sort of slogans of the French Revolution.
Exactly that. Yes, like what these people have heard has been translated 4 times, delivered over time. Yeah, I'm gonna deliver pure from the source, right? French Revolutionary's finest. Like, also I'm second wave romantic, so I know the limitations of their ideas and where it goes wrong. My best version of powerful, revolutionary speech.
And that's sort of liberty, equality, fraternity.
Liberté, égalité, fraternité, exactement.
Okay. And yeah, do you want to roll for rabble rousing?
Let's do that. Wish me fucking luck.
Say charisma, straight up charisma.
23.
Yeah. Again, who knows what language you're speaking? But the crowds, they're eating up, and as you and it's the inflection, it's the inflection, it's the delivery. It is powerful. It is moving stuff, and people are chanting, and young Alexandra is impressed. Well, maybe not that young. Short.
I mean, at the end of the day, if I overthrow a government but get to sleep with a hot revolutionary, it's all been worth it.
Up close, I mean, she's probably middle-aged, but 16
my dick doesn't have eyes.
I think she's pretty much exactly 44 at this stage, so she's within that ratio you put up there. So well done. Now, yeah, she will ask you where you're from and what your plans are now. If you want to join them, bringing the revolution to the streets.
I'm from England. Sorry, France. That's the lie we're going with.
All right. Okay. Tesla, could you roll another perception, although this time with advantage?
Okay. That is better. 19.
19, yes, okay. You now noticed them. The men in the crowd who've begun beating and arresting members, the loudest members of the crowd. And you see 4 burly, tall chaps making their way towards the front of the podium with batons.
That's not good at all. Tesla will quickly make his way hurriedly towards Byron to try and ferry him away before things get too dangerous.
I tell my lady, I am all for the revolution. Tomorrow, tonight, I have plans.
The noise and the commotion grows louder and louder as there's a bit of a tussle going on in front of you, and you realize that there are secret police have begun arresting folks, and the crowds have begun shrieking and dispersing. There are 4 people bearing down on you. You see Tesla standing behind them, waving maybe.
Rushing up, waving, like doing the whole "we've got to get out of here, man" sort of thing. Bit of a stumble to it, and like he's staggering as he's going forward.
With amusement, I noticed Tesla, and I'm like, I just motion towards the powerful woman behind me. I'm like,
in my head, I'm like the weird like zany music where it's like Byron off at his own while and Tessa's just like da 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 da. Cue to the softer music. Anyway, sorry, tangent aside. Yeah, Tesla's just running forward, just going, "We need to get out of here," and just trying to signal and just gesture with his hands.
Quickly, will you come with us?
where are we going?
We need to get to a safe house. And
Do I notice Tesla?
Yeah. I mean, he's standing behind, like he's making his way towards you.
I point to my friend and go, he has to come with us.
It will be difficult, but perhaps we meet again. And she starts running.
I hope so.
All right. You, 2 of the guys, they run after her, but you are confronted by 2 large chaps with batons. What would you like to do?
Me?
Mhm.
I'd like to cast Charm Offensive. This is a Mantle of Inspiration Bard.
Oh, God.
I'd like to have the ability for 1 minute to tell everyone to do whatever the fuck I tell them.
Okay.
And so, I will tell the first guy with a baton on a horse in my way, flee.
I'm sorry, what spell is this? Charm Offensive?
I may have renamed it.
Okay. So, what is this?
It's a class feature of the Bard.
Okay.
Subclass.
Mantle of Majesty.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot you renamed all the things. Sorry.
So I'm going to rename them with the original name as well. So.
Yeah, it's all right.
Doesn't
So,
happen.
yeah, it's gonna need like subtitles in the future, but yeah. Okay. So you are trying to
I cloak myself in Fame Magic. As a bonus action, I cast Command
Mhm.
without expending a spell slot.
Yep.
And for
So-
1 minute, everyone does exactly what I say, as long as I can say it within
What's-
one word.
Yeah. What's the saving throw?
I don't think there is one, brother. Command.
Any creature charmed by you automatically fails the saving throw against a
Yes.
command you cast with. Whoa!
As long as I can say it within one word, and my word
right.
is flee.
Flee. All right. They turn around and they flee. Perhaps seeing that you are better dressed than the rest of them, they are worried that you are in fact a noble, and they look at each other and they turn around and they run away from you. There's still a general bit of kerfuffle around you, as this protest is now turning into a series of skirmishes and brawls. Stanislaw finds his way towards. Perhaps, gentlemen, we get out of here now. Yes.
I presume at this point I've made a reunion with Tesla, and brother,
Yeah, well-
unless you have a better idea, let's get out of here.
Sounds good to me.
Now. Yep.
Tesla will, for his part, cast another find vehicle.
And yes, you are able to hail another cab, which will take you anywhere you wish. So you guys were what looks like docks area, maybe here.
We're going to a sexy bath party to reunite with Rasputin, no?
Speaking of reuniting with Rasputin, Aron comes back and he has news. He's been receiving reports from Stanislaw and elsewhere. And Master, I believe that foreigners, they could perhaps be foreign agitators. They wish to, well, they were seen associating with known bolsheviks, and even one of them delivered a speech. They are probably socialist agitators.
I do not believe they are socialist agitators. I do believe that they are idiots. Shit, I can't hold a non-smile.
Ouch.
I have no
I do believe
defense.
I do believe I actually know what they want.
One of them, he riled up an entire crowd. There's now fighting all the way from the labor district down to the docks. The palaces are going to be sending out Cossacks into the streets.
Aron, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to let the princesses know I'm coming for a visit, and head to the church and borrow me 2 low-level priest outfits. Make it 3. I want to clean myself up a little bit. This is not the first comment I've gotten about my appearance and or scent. I just let them know that I'm coming, please. I would like to change my outfit just a bit.
Your formal suit. Of course, sir.
Thank
Master.
you. And I think after Aron leaves, he'll start like furiously trying to write down a plan and plot things out. And after he writes it down, chastise himself a little bit for writing it down and then burn it. And I think his plan is ultimately to go try and talk to the Montenegrin princesses.
Absolutely. So you'll be consulting with Anastasia and
Milicia.
Milicia, that's the one, yeah.
Milicia. Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, they are at their palace over here. But you want them to meet at the church.
They don't necessarily have to meet at the church. I wanted Aron to get me outfits from the church. Wherever we meet is...
And 2 spare ones as well.
See.
Right. I want to say that there's a church right there, which would be like equidistant from Dink Dink. So,
any religious historians are free to correct us at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if you can read this, then. But even so, he will get to that. Obviously, you might not be bathing, but you do spruce yourself up. And
I should specify, I don't intend to spruce myself up at all. That was a lie to Aron. I intend to use those outfits for 2 people who need to be hidden a little bit.
Okay. Excellent.
I intend to remain as gross as possible. Or as gross as Rasputin chooses to be, that is.
I mean, there should be like some sort of aura within D&D that you should be able to apply to yourself. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah,
so,
like a swarm druid or something.
Yeah.
Just like.
Pretty sure.
The medieval fantasy.
There's the invocation Cloak of Flies, which gives you disadvantage on all charisma checks except for intimidation, which you get advantage on. And if someone's like within 5 feet of you, they get poison damage.
I just presumed everyone in a medieval fantasy took the smell as standard.
Now, however, with Rasputin, it's just noted so many times by historians. It's I don't know.
Quite specific.
But yes, also, however, as you exit out of the apartment, you are beset by journalists who are harassing you, wanting you to, basically, they're sort of throwing, they're not even asking questions, they're just throwing accusations at you. They're asking, how do you treat them? Like, did you deflower the princesses yet? How does the queen's pussy taste?
Yeah.
Sorry, empress. How does the empress's pussy taste? Rasputin. Did you kill any children yet?
I think. Wait, does this work on a group? Hold on, let me just double check something really quick, or if it's just one person, before I make a slightly easier move than this. Racial, no. Okay. Nope. Okay. So I think at some point he'll just be getting more and more and more frustrated by these series of questions, and use thaumaturgy in like the lightest way possible to just like amplify his voice, just to freak people out. And just the only response he gives after this question after question after question is just "be gone," just to like try and freak out the journalists as best he can. And as I'm picturing Rasputin, though I don't actually see anything in the books about this, like walking with a cane at this point, because he's got like a pretty significant stab wound.
So
more of a cudgel.
Yeah, you don't need to roll intimidation for this, but the effect is like when you stamp your feet around pigeons, and then it's like this movement of journalists slightly afraid of you. They are here every morning, but they still fear you. It's like goading a bear. You know? Why would you want to goad a bear? That's a really stupid thing to do. But
no, yeah. There's a surprising amount of videos of people goading bears for no reason.
And yes, so you make your way to quite a new church, Church of the Resurrection, built in the 1880s. I think that's this one here. Oh, don't know. Anyway, I won't say it's this one. Yeah, and you make way there, and you are met by the servants of the Montenegro.
Yeah,
princesses?
the Montenegrin princesses. Yeah,
I want to keep them the Crow sisters, but yeah.
The Crow sisters, the Black princesses. Yeah.
But yeah, you meet their servants outside, and they will guide you in.
Sure. Wherever I would assume they're seated in pews at prayer, I would take a seat behind them. And as we sort of pray in silence, Rasputin will do sort of the same thing, just like bite one thumb and like let one pinky just a little bit loose, and start to message with.
Right, just very quickly,
yes.
the people we're talking about, yeah, is the Princess Milicia and the Princess Anastasia, and they're two women in their 30s, mid-30s, sitting there in quite beautiful, slightly feathery black and white lace.
Absolutely,
which is intently.
Quite a juxtaposition between them and Rasputin's greasy dirtball appearance. But yeah, he'll go ahead and take a seat behind them and use a message and just sort of whisper to them bits and pieces of what's going on. So he'll let them know he's made 2 new acquaintances who are fools and have accidentally inserted themselves into situations they don't understand. But I need you to let your whisper among the aristocracy that Rasputin has 2 new assistants. Their specialty is exorcism, and it requires a team of 3. They need my great power, and I am happy to be working with them.
So they are foreign mystics.
Indeed, yes. Okay. And so yeah, just sort of seeding out the idea that there are 2 new people within Rasputin's circle that will be assisting him and should be welcomed along with him.
Absolutely. Now, would you want them to be brought here?
I think he would put out something asking for them to be brought back to his flat.
And do we get to meet these gentlemen?
You absolutely will in time. Any meeting that we have with them will absolutely be in private.
So they are not coming tonight?
They will be coming tonight, but they do not speak much. You will understand very soon.
Okay. Are they cute?
One of them's a little bit older, but he can still work it, you know. Just kidding. I don't know.
Anastasia will slap Milicia's arm at that. You bad girl.
Yeah. They will be there tonight. You can make any judgment you want for yourself.
Okay. Excellent. Any other instructions for us?
Tonight will be a night to enjoy yourselves, girls. It will be nice to see you.
We shall cast rituals for your protection, Master.
And just silently, he'll sort of get up and walk out.
Beautiful. Right. Our hapless duo are clattering down a street. Rasputin, are you making your way to the palace or back to your apartments?
I think unless he was called specifically to the palace, he's not trying to make appearances there right now. It's a crazy time. He's happy to go when he's called, but otherwise is not making unnecessary trips to the palace.
Okay. You decide to lay low for a little bit.
Yes. Home to plot.
Okay. So it is getting on to I want to say late afternoon, early evening-ish. Let's say you guys have about 2 hours before the dinner. Byron and Tesla, is there anything else you'd like to be doing whilst cluttering around? Tell you what I'm going to do is you got a address hastily scrolled out. Byron, you have a address given to you by the bolshevik.
How do I get Rasputin there? I want to unite the party. I've met some crazy shouty Russian lady. I've nearly died of frostbite. The only person I really trust in this godforsaken city, in this unsure time, and apparently there's a big war going on. No one's really explained that to me. Is the man that gave me vodka at 9 in the morning. He's my friend. How do I get to him?
We could return to Rasputin's address and see if he is receiving visitors.
I said to Tessa, like, look, I've stopped us from dying of cold, but I have no guarantee we'll get diamonds. This fellow Rasputin, for all his faults, seemed the man with a plan, and he said he could get us diamonds. Okay, in return he wanted some of our power and some of your machinery, but that's a man I can deal with. Something to be said of revolutionaries, you never quite know what they're going to want next. Whereas Rasputin, he's straight up capitalist. He told us what he wanted, and he told us what he'd give us in return. And that's a deal we can do. In uncertain times, God, aren't they all uncertain? Let's meet a man with a bit of certainty. Let's get to Rasputin.
I'm with you, but I still want him to take a bath.
Honestly, I want to get out of here so fast we don't even need to smell the man.
You say that. You're not the one who has to control the dials whilst smelling that.
Full disclosure here, Tesla. Next time you control the dials, are you going to know what year and what country you're taking us to?
I haven't even finished making the machine. Who knows? Better to move forward than stay in this cold wasteland. I have no control of my accent today, guys. I'm so sorry.
By move forwards, I think we should move backwards. Like, I want to meet some primitive, easy to fool women. Anyway, onwards and upwards.
You want to get to that bathhouse.
Damn it, Toby. Just put him in a bath.
Yeah, so Stanislaw will return back to the residence. Rasputin, you have in your possession now 3 slightly nicer cassocks, or 3 cassocks, yeah, of the Orthodox clergy. Stanislaw will politely knock the door, relay a message to Aron, who will then relay a message to you. The foreigners, they have returned.
Let them in, guide them to rooms where they may stay and relax and change before our meeting tonight.
Okay.
And I'll have one of those cassocks put in each room wherever they're supposed to be staying, and a letter in Russian in each one, or a short note in Russian in each one. Obviously, only one guy may or may not be able to understand it, but it will just say, this is what you wear now. No, that's it. This is what you wear now. That's all it says.
I'll relay as much to Byron and go, I think he wants us to put away with these clothes he went out of your way to get us. Do you think he has something in mind?
Only to make me waste all of the gold. Never mind. Moving on.
I should say it's
over a cassock.
yeah, you still have to stay warm. This is just like the clothes, the regular like clothes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we wouldn't want to look out of place.
Okay.
And as you put them on, or as you like sort of go through them, you realize there's like a little crucifix in each one too.
The time I take fashion advice from a man whose clothes were clearly mass-produced and printed. Never mind. Moving on.
Of course, they're mass-produced. I'm pretty sure it's a potato sack, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the reason I protested against the Industrial Revolution is clothes like Rasputin's wearing, like dyed potato sacks. I'm sorry, I digress. We don't have time for my fashion critique of the era.
And I would imagine is this like pre-dinner, or are we still going to do some sort of dinner? You said that on my schedule was some sort of dinner. I don't know if that was with people or.
Yeah, you have a dinner planned out at Belmont Grand Hotel, Europe, where you usually gather with your acolytes to drink on. Like, I haven't done enough research to know how you're funding it, either through the stipend you're getting, or you're just putting everything on a tab that's being sent to the palace. Even so, these are like feasts.
Sure. As I get myself ready to go, I'll look at these two and say, come with, to be like, say nothing.
We get to
and then I imagine we'd take some sort of carriage together there. I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
What about this cart from earlier on, this taxi?
I mean, yeah, it's probably just still waiting for you outside, but yeah. You're able to get a...
meter running.
Yeah, the driver's just happy that his horse hasn't been eaten yet. And yeah, so it's now dark, it's snowy, and you're looking all pimpin'. Rasputin, you haven't actually gone changed. You are still you're dressing as
absolutely.
you wish. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And you make your way to somewhere around here. Yeah, you make your way to the Belmont Grand Hotel, and you are guided by a indifferent-looking waiter to your traditional table, where you will be seated with your acolytes. They've made space for 2 more. There they are. Look at them. Look at all these handsome people.
They look so happy.
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
Just
Actually, I mean,
having such a good time.
All of a sudden, all I can see is the Umbrella Academy's Klaus in his 1969 sequence. I became a cult leader.
Yeah.
Yay! Oh no, I'm a cult leader. Stop touching me for like 3 seconds.
Yeah. Walking back through the house for the full time, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" And he's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a personal space.
Just full warning.
yeah."
If we bring Rasputin anywhere, he may fuck up things better than Byron even could. Which is why I'm against the plan.
So
Slightly jealous.
there's you guys are a little bit late, or maybe everyone else is a little bit early. Who knows? But you are greeted by the entire throng, and they all you haven't really seen Rasputin amongst a crowd of people like this, and they are all in reverent awe of this man. They are treating him like a second coming of Jesus.
just touching stray people on the head, on the shoulder, on the chest, not really making eye contact with them directly, and trying to emulate what he wants the two guys behind him to do, and just like look very stoic and serious, regardless of what their reaction is.
For the record, Byron is jealous for the first time in his life.
There's about I would say 75% spread women, 25% men.
Yeah.
But these women, Russians. Sorry to our Russian viewers. You guys are all lovely. But
also, it's also just of the time, like 1910s. Woof.
Now, Rasputin, how are you introducing these two gentlemen?
I feel like for the sheer drama of it, I would gesture or instruct everybody to sit first. Have these two men sit directly beside me. Have everybody sit and say, "The friends," and like just stall for just a moment, actually introducing them. Friends, it is wonderful to get everybody together. Tonight we have a very special gathering, not just here, but our gathering after, our after party. But it is to celebrate two new inclusions into our circle. These two men come from very different places. This one named Tesla, and this one named Byron. They have specialties in a religious circle. They travel and trying my best to play at the drama. They travel in strange ways. They have a very peculiar way of talking. They have a specialty in exorcism and awaits further reaction to exorcism. Their specialty is to drive out demons from tortured people, from tortured citizens. Tonight we not only celebrate each other and celebrate our elevation above our sins, but we celebrate them. And then he'll like lift a glass and then look directly at both of them to like also lift a glass. And Nostrovia, and
Nostrovia.
Nostrovia.
The British guys is like pip pip.
Cheerio.
And then try as best he can throughout the meal to keep people from asking them questions. Like if people come to ask them questions, as he listens to the question, answer it for them, if he can.
Now, across the table, you see the Crow sisters eyeing up the two newcomers intently, but they're looking for a signal before they can approach.
I think once they've had a little bit to drink, the newcomers have had, or a little bit to eat rather, and everybody's had a little bit to drink, let everybody sort of relax and get distracted from the drama of it. I will absolutely nod to both of them and gesture to our newcomers.
Which reminds me, we're changing clothes, having like maybe some pre-drinks and stuff at the Rasputin's flat before making your way here. You guys would have had a short rest by now.
Thank you.
Thank you for reminding me that. Because I don't know how many are you guys like running around with like a hit point each or something. I don't know how badly hurt you guys got last time.
My
But you both got
constitution
shot.
is so poor that it's barely noticeable either way.
Anyway,
I blame the syphilis. A night with Venus, a lifetime with Mercury.
a couple of the nobles, they translate that into Russian, and they English.
Beautiful. And I think, in fact, instead of myself answering questions for them all night, I would rely quite a bit on the princesses to run defense as they sort of talk to and get to know the two new guys.
So they will work on one each. So you have the Princess Anastasia, who's going to be coming up to Nikola Tesla, and
Go ahead.
Milicia.
I was saying Milicia.
Yeah, could be.
Milicia.
Milicia. I mean, my Montenegrin is not top notch there, but it's going to be approaching Byron.
Right.
So they're not exactly flirting, but Anastasia is going to turn to the Tesla, and so I hear you are British.
American.
Oh, that is fascinating. And it's your first time here in Russia.
Quite so.
Excellent. How do you find this beautiful city?
I think that's putting a fine line on it. Doesn't quite compare to home.
And where is home? Washington? California?
New York.
How you say Big Apple? Must be absolutely
Yes.
beautiful.
The biggest apple.
And you are a traveler.
I think that is a word for it, yes. There are a lot of questions, young lady. I feel I'm a bit too old for your ilk, and
I am married, but that's flattering.
of course. I'm just wondering where the questions are coming from.
Well, perhaps you could take me for a journey sometime.
Well, I don't know if I can do that, princess.
Noticing Tesla struggling, I'm going to reach across, touch him, and cast Enhance Ability.
It's like squeezing his shoulder for a bit of courage. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just going to, it's going to be a main concern. I'm holding court with my table, just like in broken French. And they're loving me, and I look over at Tesla who's got the rapt attention of a princess. And so I'm going to use my last remaining spell slot to cast. Give him a charisma boost. Just fearing that he might not be up to the task of royal diplomacy.
And what is it that you require here from us?
A small trinket, 1 diamond.
Just the 1 diamond.
I mean,
You're
I
a
will
cheap
not say.
date.
Ha! We will not say no to no.
At the sound of the word diamond, he will immediately elbow one of the princesses and lean in to whisper to her, also in Russian, "Give them nothing for free."
Of course. Of course. They are sly operators having maneuvered their way into the Romanovs as they have done, being the only non-Russians to have ever married into the Romanov family, I think. I can't remember.
I believe the Tsarina is also British. Yes, sir? Yeah, I believe.
German. There's something.
German.
That's as British royalty as it gets. Yes.
By Ryan, yeah.
Yeah, and also Catherine the Great. Yeah, so it's not that they're the first non-Russians to marry into the Romanovs. There's some way that they managed to manipulate their way to the top, but I can't remember now because I'm a hack and a fraud when it comes to research. So even so, they're quite sly, but they will not remark on the fact that they're being admonished. Whatever, but they will continue. Now, with Byron, however, Milicia is being a little bit more flirtatious. So, are all the British this handsome?
I'd like to fail my persuasion check. I'm charmed. You had me at handsome. What can I do for you, my lady?
Well, that was very easy. That was easier than anticipated. They are not smooth operators. You completely flustered them by your just openness of like, And so the only thing
to be honest, it's just in standard operating procedure. Like, I show up at a party, I talk for 5 minutes, a woman is completely jammed and tries to take everything she can from me. It's fine. I'm used to it. Tell me, what do you want?
Well, no, the question is, what do you want? It's the only thing you're looking for women. Diamonds?
No, my dear. Like, you don't understand the world. You don't understand things. This is why men rule it. Let me tell you, what do you want? That's all I care about. Don't worry about what I want. It's not for your concern. It's above your concern.
I have pretty much everything I want. I am married to the most handsome man in all of Russia. I'm wealthy. I am powerful. I get lonely.
Yes, that's why you're talking to me. And how may I help you?
Well, we're just curious what brings you here, and I've been hearing all sorts of rumors about you associating with the proletariat.
Truth be told, I went shopping for a coat. Your winters are nothing to fuck with. I tell you seriously. We stepped out the apartment and nearly died. However, yes, I found myself amongst the crowd and I could not help but give a good speech.
Okay.
At the mention, well, I would like Rasputin to be like gazing around the room and seeing if any, because I don't think he knows whether or not people speak English, see if he can catch anybody paying attention to either of their conversations.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, so you're basically scanning, seeing if people are eavesdropping, and
yeah.
So what's your passive insight?
Passive insight is 17.
Okay. Cool. Now, can you roll a perception check?
Absolutely. Where is my? Oh, it's not great. Natural 8 plus 4 is 12.
Okay. So yeah, around you, the dinner's going to full swing. I mean, there's some eating, there's a lot of drinking, a lot of clamoring, people smashing glasses. It's not like a raucous party, but it's a high-spirited dinner party kind of thing.
Sure.
You're not quite drunk yet that you yourself want to start dancing, but
okay.
I hear it has
does remind me.
It has the potential to be a drinking party. I'm going to order another 2 rounds of drinks for everyone right now.
Okay.
And I guess as the princesses hear him ordering drinks in English, they translate for him. Like,
oh yeah. It's a instant smooth emotion as more champagne is being brought, as well as more wine, fine vodka. What's the one called? The not Belvedere. What was the one with the caviar? Ah, fuck this. Anyway, nice vodka, nice champagne, decent wine.
I think as everybody drinks and eats, at some point, Rasputin would give a gesture indicating that the time for eating is done, and I guess the after party would begin. So it'd be, I guess, time to go meet up in whatever bathhouse we've planned for. Yeah.
Beluga vodka. That's the one. Is that Beluga caviar? Whatever. Sorry, I was going to know.
During the proceedings, I'd like to do a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
For the lady next to me.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be an 18.
Are you? What are you sleight of handing?
I'm a bad. Don't make me say it.
On camera.
Are you roofing my crows?
Not at all. No, I'm charming them with my fingers.
I would say you get away with a cheeky little pinch, but it's not reciprocated. But your hand or your face is not slapped, so that's a win.
I'll take it. Glad to finally not be flirting with a cousin.
Again, I'm just thinking that you're saying these things aloud, and people just like translating them into Russian, and like kind of.
I literally am, and I've noticed them translate it and continue to say it. But I know that there'll always be a half doubt because of the possibility of mistranslation, and that amuses me.
And any translation, you just see like Rasputin's face harden just a little bit more, just like, God damn it, he's talking about banging his cousins.
Any day that I can shock Rasputin is a proud day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how much of a prude Rasputin really is, but maybe he has limits. I don't know.
There's a difference between doing it and saying it.
Although, to be fair, you guys are posing as priests. So yeah, could I have 2 rolls in succession? First, a Constitution roll.
Fair enough. A Constitution straight roll or Constitution saving?
Saving for everyone.
Oh, both are -2. Why did I make Constitution my dump stat?
And then play an alcoholic. I don't know.
And then what was the second roll? Sorry.
Right. What's the results from Tesla and Rasputin?
4. Yeah, come at me, bro.
Okay. So Rasputin, you're also quite drunk. Now you are feeling the urge to dance. This might be why you're now calling for the bathhouse. And Tesla?
Oh, sorry. I didn't actually say my roll. Mine was a natural 13 plus 3.
All right,
Sorry.
right. 16.
16.
Okay,
Byron got a 4.
Okay.
Tesla got a 12. I will say he hasn't really been trying to drink any drinks. He's been having the water, but the alcohol he's kind of been sipping the one.
Yeah. But anyway, at the moment, the only one who is quite drunk is Byron. I mean, I suppose this is what happens when you have a vodka breakfast on top of blood loss. But,
Say what, bro? Come at me.
now,
There's something to fucking say? What?
Could Byron and Tesla both roll for deception?
With pleasure.
Oh, natural 1 for a total of 4. Should check something real quick. No, okay. Natural 4. Well, dirty 4.
Yeah. So what was Byron's? He's
13.
13. Okay. So it might be that when Tesla, you started refuting the existence of God. So I don't know what happened, but some people are doubting whether or not you are a actual priest. But I don't know how religious Tesla really was. I mean, still 1800s. I mean, but maybe he's like going to like a theological debate and then like started going down slightly unorthodox views.
When he got into his very, very senior years, he got a bit more religiously inclined, as most people close to death do. But it's not something that's like very strictly referred to or talked about. So I don't think it was a defining feature of his lifestyle.
Sadly, Byron is too drunk to have the sense to interrupt him. That happens.
Now I can't remember. Rasputin, you should know this. I think. What's the name of the sect you guys are part of?
We are rumored, allegedly, part of the Klisti.
Yes.
KHLYSTY.
Who are a little bit about the orgies and so on. So it might be that people would assume that Byron is one of you guys. Tesla, maybe not so much. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
God damn it.
You all exit disorderly out of the restaurant, and I didn't prepare any images for brothels, but it's not brothel. You're going to a bathhouse. I don't have any images for bathhouses either. But let's have a bathhouse over here, and you'll pile in, as I said, quite drunkenly. Only Byron is out of you three is inebriated, but there are girls, but people also seem to be going with each other. Some people are having baths. What do you guys like to do?
Bathhouse? Shock.
They're saunas, you know.
So I would imagine mostly I would try and gather everybody in whatever the biggest typically you would see they would be separated by sex. There would be like one big pool where the men are allowed in or there's an area where there's one big pool where men are allowed in, another area where a big pool where women are allowed in, and lots of smaller ones. But I would have had an area cleared out where everybody is allowed in one of the big pools. You guys can obviously decide what you're doing as you are coming in, but once everybody's sort of settled in there, I'll have something that Rasputin will do.
I will cast Healing Word on myself. Tesla, would you like some healing?
No, I'm fine, my friend. Ample rest in the taxi.
Okay. Rasputin, would you like some healing?
Okay. Did you speak to him in Russian?
Well,
at this point, he might think he
I have a
speaks Russian.
lady translating for me.
Okay. Yeah. She asks if I need healing, and I'm assuming her smile is quite like, this guy asks if you need healing, right? And instead of responding directly to her, he will, put his hand up and then gesture for everybody in the pool. I imagine everybody's naked.
Russian style.
And as everybody heads in, Rasputin will stand up and say a prayer, and then sing some low Russian prayer. Oh, sounds suspiciously like the Halo theme. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like some sort of like.
I will try and join in, as I have for every hymn I've not known the words to.
Right. And in that moment, as I imagine this will count as sort of a short rest as everybody's relaxing in this pool and we're doing whatever other things we're doing, I'll use the, classic Bard's Song of Rest. So everybody can add an extra D6 to whatever healing they want to do during short rest. And then I think mostly we'll treat this as, in his mind, Rasputin would be treating this as everybody is getting to know these guys, but he will whisper to, I believe it was Anastasia that was talking to Nikola Tesla, and tell him we can get what he wants. It will not be easy. We will have to work together, and I know what you will owe me.
Anastasia will relay this to Tesla. Tesla, are you getting naked with these debaucherous heathens?
He's putting a towel on. He comes from a civilized land, and he has standards.
This bathhouse is turning into like a writhing flesh pit around you. Steamy, writhing flesh pit.
Just a bit of the covering the eyes thing going on. Yeah.
I'd like to roll for acrobatics.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, I think I deserve an advantage, but fine, I got a 19.
You're acrobatic. Hold on a second. And so is one of the girls with a 26. Bloody hell. I'm not going to tell you which one, though. I think it may be...
A gentleman never tells which one.
It's, where's Unibrow?
A gentleman
yes.
never tells. Never tells. In high society, no one needs to know.
Third woman to the left of Rasputin, and then one up.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Anyways, with the full-on mustache as well.
Yep.
She might be the one who rolled a 10. I don't know, but she's giving it all her best. Even so.
As a note, just to paint the picture, it is not only just like an orgy. It's not like just a fun orgy, but though you guys don't know this, part of what the Kalisti do is that they sin in great ways, big like cardinal sins, so that they can be forgiven in a more serious and deep way. So what they're doing is there's both a mixture of ecstasy and also like sorrow and sadness. It is like a really creepy vibe in general.
This is the joy of not understanding the language at an orgy. like mark my words, like it's better not to understand why they're crying. Just carry on. Just carry on.
Byron understands. I'm so sorry in everyone.
Yeah, these girls are going to regret this tomorrow. It's fine. I'm used to that. That's okay.
There are a lot of strange noises going on. There's also some loud banging, followed by a couple of shrieks.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. Do you want me to roll?
Followed by a couple of shrieks.
It's over.
You want me to roll for Constitution?
Are we going to get like a bear on a unicycle at some point? Is that going to be our combat encounter for Russia? Oh no!
An owlbear on a unicycle. This is what I've been building up to.
Roll for regret. So, I have none. So.
The shrieks are kind of alarmed. It's alarming shrieks. It's loud banging. There are doors being kicked open, and a number of armed men storm in as you're all naked on top of each other. And we will roll initiative next time.
Yay!
Awesome, guys.
Roll naked initiative. Thank you very much.
Oh shit!
All right.
That was
Thank you
fun, guys.
Thank you very much.
In that session. It was good.